Dayle and this is Dayle's Addiction. Today I thought I'd just do a little, fashion chat video because I was thinking about what to film today and I thought I'd have a look back on my Instagram where I often look for inspiration, except instead of looking at other people's Instagram, I looked at my own grid and I could see a bit of a pattern there and I thought it would be worthwhile unpacking that pattern. I get a lot of questions from you guys about how I put outfits together, what I learned from doing my colours and, unpacking my personal style, what I've learned, and I guess how that's evolved over the year. I have to give credit to my good friend Bella, who always suggests that I do styling videos, and I say to her, I hate the fact that I would think that I've got anything to offer in a styling video. I just know what works for me, and I know myself I get a little bit icky because what we define as our style is pretty personal to us, and I would hate for anyone to turn this video on and think that I've got any expertise or any right, let alone credentials, to tell you how to dress yourself or how to put an outfit together. But what I do want to do is address the many questions that I get about what I've learned and how I do it, and what I guess I continue to learn over time. So by scrolling through my Instagram grid, I identified basically a uniform colour palette that I go to on the regular. And if you want to play along, just go and follow me over on Instagram and check out my grid. It's at Dayles_addiction. You will see a continuous theme, pretty much. You'll see prints, including florals, abstract patterns, and leopard. They are the kind of three prints that you'll see show up throughout my grid. In terms of colorways, in addition to your white and black, you will see obviously purples, you will see greens, you will see pinks, mostly similar to the color that I'm wearing now, and you'll see blues. They're kind of the colors that I circle around most of the time. You'll see a mixture of texture. I do love a natural grass, straw, wicker, rattan, raffia. That's the one. I do love a bit of texture and I do love to change up silhouettes. I've talked about this before and I think it was in just a general Q&A, but I'll throw it here. Somebody said to me, how do you wear mini bags? How do you kind of make them work with your wardrobe? And you will see in most of my pictures that I will select a bag that kind of is the opposite of the clothing silhouette that I wear. So, for example, I'll wear smaller bags when I'm wearing oversized clothes, and I'll wear larger bags when I'm wearing kind of more tailored pieces. It's just something I do. I look to put something in that's a bit out of place, whether it be a color, a shape, a style, whether I'm mixing corporate and sporty luxe, or I'm mixing ladylike and, rock star, rock singer, rock and roll. That's the one I mean. I tend to kind of juxtapose things. I do not like to do a complete look, typically. The only time that I probably do a complete look is when I'm summertime dressing, and that's a fair bit of the time because in my climate I'm lucky enough to have beautiful weather most of the year. And so if it's summertime outfit on the weekend, wearing a nice summer dress and sandals and a bag, typically I think they look like they go together. There's nothing surprising or unexpected about those looks from me. So I guess what are my insights and learnings? Over the past 12 months, I have made the decision to transition my hair from quite a dark brunette at the beginning of the year with, little bits of light to grey. And I'm doing that over a 5-year period. And I know when I say that, some of you go, yes, and you're so excited, and you share with me in my DMs on Instagram your own journey when in moving toward that. And they have been some great conversations. And some of you are like, Dayle, no way, I love your hair, don't do that. I guess it's inevitable, right? It's going to happen one day. And so on that journey, I've been lightening my hair. That is relevant to this conversation because it kind of changes my palette. In addition to that, it's the Australian summer, and I am already a very olive kind of toned person anyway. But if any sun so much as winks at me, I turn this color. I become fairly dark fairly quickly. And notwithstanding, my new home has a pool now, so I probably expose myself to the sun a little more than I used to. And so that has warmed up my skin tone and it's warmed up my hair tone, but I still have, if I come in nice and close, very cool eyes. So what does that do to my color palette? Well, it changes the dark and cool hair and light and cool eyes and warm skin dynamic to 2 warm elements and 1 cool element, which kind of changes up the tones that are best placed to complement my features. That is why, as I'm lightening, I am trying to kind of keep it mainly dark around my face. Even though the top layers of my hair are lighter, I'm keeping it darker around my face and keeping it clean. So these blonde bits, I'm trying to keep them quite clean and not brassy, so that they're still on the cooler side or the cooler ashy side instead of that brassy warm side. So these are all little tweaks that you can make to kind of save yourself having to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe just because you've got a tan or your hair colour has lightened. Cheaper to go and buy a new foundation to match, yes, but in terms of your wardrobe, it becomes a bit tricky. So there's some things that I do. Other things that I do is I will use eye products that make sure that my eyes stay really dark. And so if we're just looking at colours, because ultimately you're looking at colours that really complement you from here up, the things that are around your face. If it's on your feet or it's on your legs, it doesn't matter because it's not going to have an impact on this bit. This is the bit, the frame, basically, if I stand here now, this is the frame that you're looking at when you're looking at complementing features. And mouth have a different contrast, so I'm not wearing any lipstick at the moment, I've just got a lip balm on. But if you look at the difference in the colours on my face, you can see colour in my eyes, colour in my lips, colour in my hair, and when it was dark, the contrast was way more obvious. So that made me a bright colour type, so bright winter in my case. Now the contrast is less between hair and skin, but also between eyes, so I'm no longer a bright anymore. And those are the sorts of things you learn when you go through those processes that kind of help you adjust. So you might still have things in the same colour family, but you know, me wearing really hot pink is probably going to be, you know, on the edge of what is going to be most complementary for me. I'll get another pink and show you what I mean. I've got some pinks here to show you. So this pink shirt is 2 tones of pink, so I can kind of get away with it. Let me show you that if I put this age shirt up against my face, it brightens my features so much because it's more, come on Dayle, let's get this coat hanger off here. It's more tonally consistent with my hair and skin, so therefore my eyes pop, right, because everything else is kind of a similar tone. Similarly, if I put this kind of 1 shade baby pink up to my face, you can see it draws out colour in my cheeks. It's not quite as good as the other one, but it's still quite a pretty tone. And then you've got this what would you call this kind of pink? Like a dusty pink, like a mustic pink. And I put that up and again my eyes pop. So when I had the dark hair, really hot pink tones worked better on me. Now my hair is lighter and it matches more so my skin. The lighter tones look better on me. Now, pink is a really easy example to use for everybody because there's a pink to suit everyone. Not everyone loves pink, but there is a pink to suit everyone. So my suggestion for you would be, if you want to figure out what hues, so really bright, impactful colours or more tonal, subtle colours suit you, the best thing to do is pick one colour and then find shades of it. And then you'll figure out which shade works for you in pink, and then you just match that shade through the rest of your wardrobe in whatever colours you want to wear. Blues, greens, reds, oranges, you know, whatever floats your boat. So hopefully that's a tip you can take away from this. Another thing that I've discovered and I've really been having fun with is, and this might sound really obvious for those of you who don't live in a subtropical climate, but for me, coming out of winter and I guess preparing for my trip to Paris, I can't tell you how much I loved putting multiple pieces together. Typically, the easy thing to do here, because it's warm all the time, is to throw on a dress and that is your outfit. And whilst I love my dresses, I love more so being able to match tops and blazers over here and bottoms down here and skirts down here and be able to create an outfit and swap and change my combinations with shoes, different silhouettes, put different things together and have an awful lot of fun with it. And when I look at my Instagram, one of the biggest thing that's changed is that even in summertime now, I'm finding myself figuring out how I can pull multiple pieces together to create an outfit as opposed to just wearing a dress, which I used to do if you scroll back on my grid. So being mindful of my climate is really important. So I've sought to go and try and find pants that kind of fit my climate but can double as casual and work. They tend to be more of a palazzo pant style. I can buy, I've been looking for like prints. Linen is hard because it creases and it looks a bit messy after a bit. So sometimes you do need to get a little bit of man-made fabric in pants that you're going to wear for work so that you can ensure that they wear well through the day and you don't look like you're wearing your pajamas or you've just got off a sun lounge. But certainly having prints helps to disguise that. Having either a palazzo where it goes straight to the ground where your shoe just pops out, or cropping your pants and tapering them down the leg also lend themselves to kind of warm weather dressing where you have your ankles showing. Your ankles are kind of like the little slender part of your leg as well. They show off your shoes. They give you a bit of airflow, especially when it's a hot day, and they lend themselves to kind of summer dressing. And then in winter, you add an ankle boot and Bob's your uncle, you know, that takes care of your cropped pants and you can still see your ankle boot. And our winters are very mild here. When I was in Paris, what I learned was I thought I'd be freezing with ankle boots, and I think I would have been had I been there right now, where I hear it's like -9 degrees. But our days were fairly much consistently sitting around the 8-degree mark, which was perfect for a cropped jean and an ankle boot. And in the evening, switching out to a knee-high boot to give you that extra kind of warmth up the leg so that you didn't have cold air rushing up your jeans, which you don't want. So in summary for that point, I guess it's being able to bring in some more pants, which I used to be pretty plain, like just stick to blue jeans, black jeans. I had one pair of purple pants. Now I'm looking for prints in my pants, and I'm looking for more colours because I really want to bring those colourful dynamics into my outfits. And I also love doing a tonal outfit. So if it's all cream or all purple or pinks but in different tones. So I do need to add some more bottoms in different colours to be able to do that right the way up my body. If you wear one colour, it makes you look taller and leaner, and that's always a nice feeling when you're heading out for the day. More personally speaking, I stopped doing Botox like 1.5 years ago. I'm getting used to the texture of my skin. You see that? I looked back at photos of me when I was like getting Botox on the regular, and I wasn't getting a lot, and I did not like the look of my face. It just didn't move. And I thought, well, Dayle, you just need to figure out what you're doing. Are you doing Botox? Are you not doing Botox? And I've decided not to. So that is a decision that I'm taking, and I feel like it shows up in my style. I'm embracing my age. I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. That goes the same with the shape of my body. People on YouTube, social media are obsessive about it, and that is their personal thing. I avoid that content because I don't want to make a decision about myself based on how someone feels about themselves. Does that mean that I'm 100% secure and I don't have my hang-ups? No, absolutely not. I have got the same, probably if not more than your average, YouTube girl on the street, average person, generally speaking. This is not just, confined to being a women's problem. But I am embracing the fact that this is my shape. This is my shape. My size may change, but I have been this shape in one size or another for the last 20 years, and I'm not fighting it anymore. I'm just going to do the best I can. I've got lots of tools. I've got lots of knowledge and know-how on how to dress this shape, and I am going to do it. And I'm not going to be pressured into doing what everyone else is doing because that's the only way to show up on this platform. I'm just not. And I suffer from some online abuse because of my decision in that regard, like I'm sure people suffer in the opposite direction. And every now and then I will post those comments on my Instagram so you can have a bit of a look at the not so shiny side of social media. But I think regardless of what your age and where you're at in your life, the more accepting you are of yourself, the easier all the other elements in your life become. And another thing is just playing with patterns. One of the things that I learned in the course that I did, and I will link it in the description box below, I think it's just kicked off for 2025. So if you sign up for reminders, you can be advised of when they do another one. But for someone that loves a print, but loves a print not to date, or I guess be less than complimentary, it's always good to match the scale of your print to the size of your features. So it's very rare that I wear stripes because I have quite curved features. I've got a curved nose, I've got a curved mouth and like larger lips and curved eyes and eyebrows, right? So there's lots of curves in my face. Therefore, the simple rule is put a bounce in your hair and wear kind of curvy patterns, paisleys and florals and those sorts of things. The size of those prints will have a big impact on how you feel you look. Do you look huge, or do you look yourself, or do you even look slimmer, which is always nice. So for me, I tend to go for a medium-sized print, and I'm just going to try and find an example of something that's small and busy compared to like a print that's a good size for me. Okay, so this shirt here, even though it's transparent, it kind of helps it. But you can see that there is lots of little floral prints on this. Now, if that was one block kind of color and it had lots of really busy floral prints, for an average size girly, that is going to make me look a lot bigger on top. So I tend to wear that with a dark cami underneath and dark pants, and it makes it less busy and they just kind of pop as a nice pop of colour. But on the flip side, if I want to wear something that I feel like flatters me but doesn't add the perception of size, I'll go with something like this. Now this is perfect. It is as an old Zimmermann Peggy billow blouse. It is in the perfect pink for me. You can see that the paisley on it is curved like my features, and the size of the print is actually a bit bigger. And so it actually makes me look a bit slimmer when I wear this. Crazy, right? Here's another example of a really busy print. I've got to be really careful about how I pair this because it's so small and there's so much of this blouse because it's quite oversized. Even though I love it, I have to be careful about how I pair it because it goes right up here like a mock turtleneck, and it's got long sleeves as well, so I can't break it up with, a V-neck, bit of skin showing, wrists and those sorts of things. So that's another thing that I learned from the program. I've created a bit of a uniform in terms of pants, blazers, like and a longer oversized blazer with a cute t-shirt or a cute top, and kind of lower heeled shoes. The highest shoe that I generally wear for a day at work is 7 centimeters, sandals, anything really. 7 centimeters is the top, but if I want something to walk in, I'm kind of looking at that kind of 5 centimeter mark for a full day. And I did that in Paris a lot with my boots. And so when you have your go-tos, it's very easy to just go, I'm going to grab this, this and this. All the colours go together. It's a combination you know works and you feel good in it, and you can discover new combos. And that's why I log all of mine on my Instagram grid, so that if I find myself being stuck and going, I don't know what to wear, I just look at my grid and find something that I like and go, oh, I'll just do a repeat on that outfit. When I'm going to repeat it, I'm always tempted to change something. So I might change a bag, I might change the shoes, I might change the t-shirt or something, but just that one tweak feels like a whole new outfit, and it's not a lot of work because everything else was already pre-selected and I had a record of it. So just because you don't want to post on Instagram potentially, you can still keep them on your phone, or you can do a flat lay on your bed. But I always think it's nice to see how things look on you. I like to take photos and refer back to them because I see things differently. So I would suggest doing that, and that will help you get dressed every day. They're just a few of my tips and tricks and what I've learned over the past 12 months. And I hope I will continue to evolve and learn over this next 12 months. Let us know what have been your core learnings for fashion, style, and getting to know yourself in the past little while. It's always really interesting to hear everyone's stories of evolution and self-discovery. So yeah, I think if you can articulate it in a word, that would be cool. Thinking about it now, how would I describe my style in one word? I'm going to say it's playful. Playful it is. Alright, that's it. Give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to see you back for the next one. Until then, ciao.